This ABC 15 flash briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
And good morning, I'm Nick Saletti here with ABC15 Arizona and your top headlines. Half of all Arizonans have now been tested for COVID. You might be one of them, a bold milestone that shows just how many are directly impacted by this widespread pandemic.
You think of sort of other things that we test for, other sort of diseases. You don't think about the fact that half of an entire population has gotten a test for something. And so it's pretty incredible when you think about it.
Our data guru, Garrett Archer, says despite that, testing has dropped off recently, down by more than 50% since our peak. As the winter wave starts to slow down, it's once again becoming more of a benefit to look at percent positive instead of raw cases. Remember, testing is still available all over Arizona, and you should never be charged for that test. Now to the vaccine distribution, we've been telling you all week that shipments are delayed because of the weather, but will Arizona run out of vaccines today? When you check the dashboard, you see nearly 1.4 trillion doses, or a million doses ordered, and then you see doses administered, a difference of about 55,000. The state telling our news partners, KTAR, that the state won't be running out of vaccine before the weekend since the dashboard doesn't accurately represent the state's actual total due to the number including for tribal partners, and then there's the sites that receive direct federal allocation, as well as the counting PFIZER vaccines as having 5 doses per vial when some actually have 6. Pregnant women are finally being included in research to prevent COVID-19. The first expecting moms in PFIZER's trial have received their first doses. About 4,000 healthy pregnant women across 9 countries are enrolled in this trial. They will receive their vaccines or a placebo between 24 and 34 weeks of gestation. The infants will be monitored until they turn 6 months old. Meantime, PFIZER plans to start vaccine studies in kids as young as 5 in the coming months. Well, the vaccine study couldn't come at a better time as new research shows that pregnant women could be far more likely to get the COVID infection than previously thought. It showed that infection rates among pregnant women were 70% higher than among other different adult groups. For instance, for pregnant black women, those rates were between 2 and 4 times higher than expected. The study published in the American Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology suggests that future moms should get a higher priority in the vaccine list. Essential workers could be next in line to get the vaccine. The director of Arizona's Department of Health Services touring the new state vaccine pod down in Tucson and says the state will be moving into an all of phase 1B by March, which includes essential workers. The state also looking to expand pod sites to more community-based locations. Now to the state of education, we're getting a better idea of how the pandemic is impacting student learning districts across the state. They're seeing a rising number of F grades in the first semester of this school year. We spoke to one Valley mom whose 2 high schoolers are struggling in different ways. They've gone from A's to B's to D's and F's, and she says they're really feeling all of this mounting pressure.
It's taken a toll on them, not only with their grades. Their grades have really dropped, and they're struggling to pass classes at this point, but also on their mental health.
Yeah, so obviously you can understand what's happening there. Tonight at 6, ABC 15's Danielle Lerner is digging deeper into this data, giving us a snapshot of what several Valley districts are seeing, asking what's fueling that trend, and what's also being done to help these students rebound. As more industries begin to bounce back, the movie theater industry is still struggling this morning. And we've also learned that it's having an impact on some local Valley theaters as well. We know that Studio Movie Grill, for instance, in Scottsdale, and also Picture Show at Paradise Valley Mall, and according to Google, Flick's Brewhouse in Chandler, permanently closing as well. The latest update on Flick's website was from November.
It's going to be a really nice end of the week. A little bit warmer, too, across the state. Those highs will climb back into the 50s in spots like Flagstaff. And for the Valley, we're heading back into the 70s this afternoon with a high of 72 degrees and mostly sunny skies. This weekend, we've got a disturbance that's going to move in from the northwest. That's going to bring some stronger winds on Saturday in the Valley and across the state. But no rain and not much snow either. Much of the high country stays dry with just a chance for a few snow showers up near the Utah border and in the Four Corners region. Otherwise, looking dry across the state. Just windy again as the storm system moves through. A little bit cooler than on Sunday behind this storm. So today we'll reach a high of 72. Then tomorrow we get a little warmer up to 76. Once that storm system moves in, that temperature drops a little bit down into the low 70s on Saturday. Then high pressure builds in for early next week, and that's bringing a warm up with highs reaching the upper 70s by Monday, and by Tuesday we could be into the 80s, but it looks like the 80s will be short-lived. We've got another storm system coming in Wednesday that'll bring more winds, and that will eventually drop highs into the low 70s Tuesday.
This ABC 15 flash briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.